Lord, oh Lord, I cry, send me a sign, yes, before I die, to try and help my nation. No quest for unification. Lord, it means a lot to me. Yes, everyone and their family. Free your hearts and our minds from these mental chains that we cannot see. We're blinded by money, power, and greed when we could just help to feed the ones who in need of a helping hand. It's hard to survive in this land. These are the days, these are the days when the signs of tomorrow will be the signs of today. These are the days.
I want to say a blessed good afternoon to Trinidad and Tobago. I want to say a blessed good afternoon to our brothers and sisters down there in Citrus, Erin, Buenos Aires, and Icacos. Blessed good afternoon to Point Fortin. Blessed good afternoon to Lobre, Gonzal, Rosilac, Dow, Chinese Village. Ladies and gentlemen, we're sending out a blessed good afternoon to our brothers and sisters over there in Separia, in Pinal, in Debe. Blessed good afternoon to Princess Stone. I say blessed good afternoon to San Fernando, Golconda. Blessed good afternoon to you. Blessed good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. And as we go up the road, you know, we have shotgunners, we have, ladies and gentlemen, I think I could call out everything, but my responsibility is to make sure and send a blessed good afternoon to Trinidad and Tobago. Blessed good afternoon to our brothers and sisters here at 648 Television. Blessed good afternoon to you. Just came in because I was out and about this morning. Those of you who caught up on this morning live and what we are actually doing, you know, right now all over the nation, brothers and sisters having budget consultation. Now, as much as we continue to see it, as much as we see it, ladies and gentlemen, is a collective group of brothers and sisters that we, as a people in Trinidad and Tobago, have chosen to form the government. So I don't want to believe that the UNC and the coalition, I don't want to believe, continuing to have budget consultation, because I am yet to see a video coming from one of the PNM representatives. Because at the end of the day, Trinidad and Tobago have a responsibility to go forward. So those of our brothers and sisters who understand what took place April 28th, understand what have to take place while we go forward, Trinidad and Tobago, we find ourselves in a serious slumber when it comes to crime, in a slumber when it comes to employment. We're in a serious slumber. And ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, if we don't have relevant conversation, if it is we don't be a part of positive conversation, well, then we will continue to be left out. Here in Point Fortin, I am pleased to let you know that this morning was our business budget consultation. This is where the business class of Point Fortin was given an opportunity to express the shortcoming things that they see that could be implemented. And brothers and sisters, I must say, our first budget consultation started down in Cedrus. So Cedrus, blessed good afternoon to you. Blessed good afternoon to the councillor, Mr. Tiloxing. Blessed good afternoon to the entire Cedrus bonus, that entire area. Blessed good afternoon to you. And then Point Fortin, we had our pre-budget, well, our budget consultation where the average brother and sister in the population get the opportunity to express themselves, things that they wanted to see. Because those of you who are aware of what is going on, especially in Point Fortin, you would understand that we are dealing with decades of neglect. So this thing is not just about representation. We're dealing with decades of neglect. So Point Fortin had the opportunity to come out and express things that they want to see. And then last night, we had the youth budget consultation where the young people of Point Fortin came out and they had their conversation and was given the opportunity, thank you, contribute and things that they expect to see going forward in the future. And this morning, we had the business budget consultation. So brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, brothers, family and friends, again, my name is Felix, and I was given the opportunity to be a part. I didn't miss Cedrus on, but I catch the next three. So based on what it is I am hearing, my responsibility is to say, as far as I see, The average person in our community is aware of what is going on. They understand that we have a new government and expecting different outcome. And for that, I say thank you very much to the brothers and sisters of Point 14 district. And when I say Point 14, you know, I ain't just meaning Point. I mean coming down the road to all Gonzal, all them areas, all going New Village, all down Ikakas, Cedrus. Let me clarify it, brothers and sisters. Point 14 is a very, very big area. And a matter of fact, well, based on the evidence and the facts, she just have a responsibility to feel concerned because she just continue to be left out no matter who win the election. So this time we have the United National Congress after how much years? By about 26, 20, it's a good bit of years, ladies and gentlemen. So in Point 14, we have Mr. Raymond Onesto Kiza, who continue to make himself available, continue to connect with the people of Point 14. And mind me, I am looking at what is going on in different areas, and I've seen different areas representing the same. And for that, we say kudos and respect to our governing authority. We must send some love to our Honorable Prime Minister, Ms. Kamala Prasad Bisesa. We send some love to our Attorney General, Mr. John Jeremy. And I want to send some love to my Member of Parliament. Ladies and gentlemen, as I allow this song to run, you have the responsibility, you have the authority, because it's our responsibility to continue to endorse and motivate our representatives. So I need you to type up wherever you are, if you're in Aruka, whether you're in Chogonas, whether you're in Penal, wherever you at, type your representative. Let's send some love. Again, I welcome you to 648 Television Real Talk. Again, I'm your boy Irvin, and ladies and gentlemen, we're back again to have some real conversation while we dialogue with real people as we deal with real issues in our nation. Blessed good afternoon to you. My responsibility is to remind you, let's go. If you haven't as yet, I encourage you to subscribe to our page. Please like, please share. Ladies and gentlemen, you know the slogan is each one help on a chain is only as strong as its weakest link. Love you.
Lord, oh Lord, I cry. Send me a sign, yes, before I die. Try and help my nation. Request for unification. Lord, it means a lot to me. Yes, everyone and their family. Free our hearts and our minds of these mental chains that we cannot see. We're blinded by money, power, and greed. When we could just help to feed the ones who need of a helping hand. It's hard to survive in this land. Yeah. These are the days when the signs of tomorrow will be the signs of the day.
Blessed good afternoon, Semantics. Matilda, blessed good afternoon. I say blessed good afternoon to Daniel. Blessed good afternoon to, who is this, Johnson. Blessed good afternoon to Thomas. Blessed afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Blessed afternoon, family and friends. As you come up, I encourage you to share the live, share the information. Now, ladies and gentlemen, today's conversation, again, we will talk about our pre-budget, our budget consultation. And look, we have somebody, let me take this one to start the program. Bless good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon, my brother Felix. How are you?
I am okay, and yourself,
All right, not bad, not bad. But here what I hear I was looking for some statistics yesterday.
Yes.
I didn't have it there. I didn't look at one thing, but I've seen this morning.
Doctor.
So here what happened. Physical year 2020 amount $1.5 million. The grant was for Regional Day and Festival.
Yes.
National Day and Festival, sorry. Emancipation Celebration.
Yes.
2021, 300,000. National Day and Festival. Emancipation. 22, 1.1 million. National Festival and Festival. National Day and Festival. 2023, 1.4 million.
Okay.
Plus 100,000 sponsorship. Emancipation Day and Cambridge Street Processor.
Yeah.
2024, 1.4 million. National Day of Festival,
All right.
Emancipation Celebration.
All right.
That is up to 2024. So I just let me call you and get that.
Thank you. Thank you. You know what is disturbing with that information that you just gave me? Hello? Caller, you gone? Well, ladies and gentlemen, you know what is disturbing with that information that that caller just gave me? Until the Emancipation Unit Commission, the team. Now, mind me be tuning in and be listening to the conversation, and I must say I appreciate how loud you are now. I must say. But what it is I am asking, the caller just call and give us a budget breakdown on a yearly basis. How much in that investment did you utilize to educate the people of Trinidad and Tobago the value of emancipation? Because we, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, have a responsibility to value what we're getting for our dollar, because the dollar is taxpaying dollars. So to our brothers and sisters, because we know we have a big support system. Last week, the other day, Mr. Moody was in Trinidad and Tobago, and when you look at some of the names that out and about complaining for emancipation endorsement today, over the years, how many in that monies, what percentage, forget the rest of the population, we could even break it down, because I know how some like to do it, we could even break it down to racialism. So how much percentage in the African population was seriously educated with that financial endorsement that went to the Emancipation Committee? Or is this thing just a dress-up thing? We just have children coming out and singing and dancing and playing drums, and they don't understand the value of what they actually are part of. Bless, good afternoon, caller. Hello?
Tell me?
Loud and clear, talk to us.
Hello? Yes. I know I should just start up this topic with emancipation, but I just want to add a little 2 cents from yesterday's conversation, if you have me with CPEP.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I like the idea that you talk about the structure, about the amount of people working in different gangs and stuff like that. And some people were alluding to, the people who hold the fence, holding the wire, and those who keep up and stuff like that. Now, for me, in that structure, I think that the person, at no time, I don't know if it's the same thing with you, at no time have I worked at a job and had one function. Matter of fact, when I was working in the corporate sector as a chef, as a supervisor, I got written up for not doing management's job. The company, the manager wrote me up because I didn't do his job. A foreigner came in, and my last boss taught me a lot about the business of not just food, but management. And he showed me how to do certain things in management. And before this new one came, I was doing it as just, a side job.
Right.
And when he came, I just handed over his work to him. And when he realized that he had so much work to do, he asked who was doing this job. And they said, I. But I had a manager over me who was supposed to be the next one to do the job. And because I refused, because my workload got so much, I refused to do it. They wrote me up, So at no time have you been in a job that you had one function. So if we say that, all right, the contract is given out for so much a yard to cover, this is where this contract is saying, and we have a minimum of 7 people to cover this amount of yards, then, okay, after we cut 4 yards, or the 20 yards. After we cut 4 yards, we stop, we clean up, and then we cut the next 4, and the next 4, and further. So what we do, we minimize the amount of people we hiring and give them a quality fee, but they do a little more for a little longer time. If you understand what I'm saying.
Yes, I understand what you're
So instead of handling 10 people, 15 people on a project, because when I left that part of the job, I got the opportunity several times to work CPEP. But
saying.
the driving force behind it was, you don't have to do sign up and go and sign the book and you'll get paid. And for me, that didn't sit comfortable with me. So I didn't ever went into the program to see how it was operated.
Matter of fact, with speaking with brothers and sisters who is expected to be helpers and operators, they don't like that structure. That ghost gang thing, a lot of people goes out on that.
Right. So we fix that by doing that. Yeah, there's a minimum amount for so much a yard covered.
Yes.
And now you have to now work these people in a way where they get the work done. This is the amount of people, and who have to double up. They're holding screen now, then we stop, we clean up, we think, okay, we work that function that way.
Right.
The second thing I want to add is a little, I want to sprinkle a little dust here. Now, I do farming now, right?
Yes.
And I try to do organic farming.
Okay.
So what I do, I create my, as terms use, create your own soil.
Mm-hmm.
So how you do that is that you take grass, you take household scrap, you take manure, and you put it together over a process of time.
Yes.
Without working, and you get quality soil, right?
Yeah.
Now, CPEP cuts grass. A lot of time we walk around at money right before but we don't see money. We see problems or we see headache.
Right.
But it's money if you work it, right?
Yes.
So CPEP cut grass into soil, right? What if in every district there's a drop-off point of bags? And what this does is gives you the information, the area the person works,
Yeah.
how much waste was in that area, which is grass, which is bottles,
Yes.
plastic or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So when the CPEP and them do the work, they're separating the plastic, they're separating the grass, they're dropping it off at this point.
Yes.
This point now, how this double works. So now you have a contractor supposed to work this area. From that point, you could now log to see if that contractor brought in their waste, which is the grass and the raw material, and how much they brought in, right? So now you know that contractor did work that area. If you do have field officers, you have this system to double check to see if that contractor dropped in his waste material. This waste material now goes into creating soil, which goes into creating an industry,
yes,
which we could take raw material and sell it and get back money from our waste. So there's a company that takes plastic.
I appreciate this.
There are companies that already take plastic.
Yeah.
So we take the plastic waste to the plastic company.
Yes.
And we take the grass waste and we set up an industry which takes this grass waste and turn it into soil. And we sell it on the back end on a cheaper for those households that want to do their little home garden, stuff like that. They have cheap soil that they could use in the garden to create their own garden. And for me, like I try to expand my thing, but I don't have enough soil. I don't create enough soil. So if I can go to a place that gives me abundance of soil at a cheap price, I could now expand my small business.
Lovely.
You understand?
And
And
what you're
now
saying,
we have.
what you're saying, just to clarify, because other people listening too, so let me just add a 2 cents in that. Because if it's one thing we know, CPEP would not run out of grass with the cutting. So the nice thing with it, while we target the small man, the small businessman, we target the farmers, we could also target hotels and resorts, because they always need manual to do landscaping and planting. And so this sounding like a very lucrative business incorporated into CPEP, while you keep transparency, because honestly, what we're trying to mitigate right now is corruption. Based on the conversation where we at with the former administration, corruption is what we're targeting to mitigate. So you go ahead, caller.
All right. So we have checks and balances there.
Mm-hmm.
So you have your checks and balances, and what you could also take this again. There's a different information that I just want to improve my country, so I give my information free.
Yes.
So what we do now is that we could now check the amount of waste, not the grass, but the plastic from certain communities.
Yes.
And we now target those communities which have, say, 5 tons of waste, which not supposed to be from these communities. We go on a drive to educate this community on a better way of waste management,
yes,
a better way of disposal, a better way, because CPEP goes into all these screens, these grasses, and people are throw bottles and whatever the case is, and when they bounce up on it, now we could from say I get 5 tons in Grandy, and then after I get 2 tons in Arima.
yes.
You have to work on Grandy, because Grandy have 5 tons of waste that just CPEP picking up every day. We have to fix this problem. So now we go on a drive to educate people, look and see if they don't have proper disposal bins, if they don't have a understanding of the dangers of this waste being all over the place.
Yes.
So now you set a drive in these areas that have plenty waste, because now you have checks and balances to see who has the most waste, which area has the most waste, which area contributing to this problem that we have when it comes to disposables, right?
Yeah.
So we have that aspect, and the last aspect I want to bring is the aspect of just now leave me now. Oh, Lord, Father.
All right.
That's what I said, not leave it. But I'll call back if I
Thank you much.
We have those.
Caller, good contribution. Good contribution. Ladies and gentlemen, as we continue to discuss, but before we continue to move forward, I ain't pray yet. So let us start with our word of prayer. Let me move forward with our word of prayer. Heavenly Father is your son, Irvin. Father, we want to thank you. We want to give you all the praise, all the honor, and all the glory. Father, we put every situation in your hands. Father, we lift up Trinidad and Tobago in a special way. We lift up our leaders, our representative. We lift up each and every household, every marriage, every relationship, every single mother, every single father. Father, we ask that you take charge of our nation. Lord, we say a special prayer for our brothers and sisters outside of our nation today. Father, we pray that governments on the outside continue to find favor in our citizens. Lord, we lift up our business sector, we lift up our agricultural sector, we lift up every sector in our nation, and we say, Lord, you have your way where there seems to be no way. Father, we say less of us, and more of you. We say a special prayer for the spiritual groups in Trinidad and Tobago, every spiritual denomination, every spiritual leader. Father, I pray that you install the unction for them to function. Father, I pray that they come out on the highways and the byways and proclaim your name. Whether Hindu, Baptist, Muslim, Ethiopian, Orthodox, every spiritual group, Father. For your word said, if my people who are called by my name will seek my face and humble themselves and turn from their wicked ways, then and only then you will heal our land. So, Father, we asking that you heal Trinidad and Tobago. Father, we asking that you heal all those who are suffering from loss of violent crime and loss of loved ones in unforeseen circumstances. Father, we asking for you to continue to be their comforter. Father, we asking that you take charge of every single person, every single situation. Lord, we say a special prayer for the Caribbean. We say a special prayer for our Prime Minister and every representing factor. Lord, I want to lift up my member of parliament, Mr. Ernesto Raymond Kiza, Father, and I ask that you just continue to take charge. and every single thing that he's doing. Father, you continue to order his steps. You encamp your angels around him. Father, we say less of us and we say more of you. We thank you for today's proceedings, and I pray for every single person who is upon today's Real Talk show. Father, I pray that you cover them, cover their businesses, cover their going outs and their coming ins. Father, we pray for no accidents, no incidents on the nation roadway today. In no other name but in Jesus' name. Amen and amen. Blessed good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Florida, I see you in the building. I see you just school in the building. Who we had here? John in the building. Who is this? Kisun Singh. Blessed good afternoon. Blessed good afternoon to everyone of our brothers and sisters. As you come up, we just want to encourage you to like, to share, to subscribe. So every time we come up on the show, you would be alerted. And again, ladies and gentlemen, our conversation as we continue to discuss, we start with CPEP. As we discuss CPEP, we will touch a little bit again on emancipation. Tomorrow, we will kind of focus a little more on emancipation. And again, we must talk about the pre-budget consultation that took place in point 14. My responsibilities to update the brothers and sisters who didn't have the opportunity, because, you know, we are some sick persons. We are people who working. We are people who are a little busy, but everybody heart and everybody interest is for better Trinidad and Tobago. So again, ladies and gentlemen, the last caller we called it, he called with a proper initiative, because this is something that I spoke with a couple of people and we were actually talking about the manual. And next contribution that he make, I wouldn't lie, we didn't discuss the recycling process, which is also a good initiative. The initiative with the glass bottle and plastic bottles. And those of you who paying attention, you would know that we have companies in Trinidad and Tobago that actually purchase these items. So we're not supposed to have a problem creating... Let me let the caller finish. Something he did forget there. Something he did forget. Caller, go ahead.
Yes, I now remember the last part, the most important part.
Yes.
Now, the situation we feel, a lot of people don't understand and haven't seen, or it has manifested itself. For those in the farming community know, is the African snail.
Yes.
Right? The African snail has become a pandemic.
Yeah.
I have been battling it for months now, and it seems like the more you battle, the more problem it has. And the problem that we having more than anything else is lots that are not taken care of.
Yes.
There are a lot of lots that
we have touched
belong to people
who
they need.
Yesterday, one of the callers touched on that.
Right, they breed in it. So what you want to do, we want to invent a trap that the CPEP could put down when they do their job and come back within a few days later and check those traps and try to bring down the number by setting these traps in certain locations so that we can get a little more grasp on this situation. So we have to empower the CPEP to put traps, we make a trap. Somebody comes with an innovative way to make a trap where they can trap it, take it, and dispose of it in a timely basis.
Yes.
That is third part. Right?
Thank you much, very much. Thank you very much, caller. Good contribution again, caller. But ladies and gentlemen, as we continue to discuss, because yesterday, if you're aware of what it is going on, if you didn't miss yesterday's program, you would notice that a caller called in and say the CPEP worker is way more than actually cutting grass. CPEP does actually do it. Have masons, it have electricians. So CPEP on a whole could be incorporated into different aspects of our community. But while we continue to go forward and while we continue to discuss things that CPEP could do or things that CPEP can do, I want to say blessed good afternoon to Joseph Small. Ricky, blessed good afternoon. Lutchman, blessed good afternoon. And as they come up, blessed good afternoon to you. Blessed good afternoon to Trinidad and Tobago, the Caribbean, and the world in extension. As we continue to discuss CPEP, I don't want us to get complacent and we come up with a whole lot of good ideas. And after we come up with the good ideas, we want to use the ideas, and then the conversation is that we can't get CPEP an increase. So something that I am seriously lobbying for, and it goes back to 2 days ago conversation. Those of us who is fully aware of what is going on actually in CPEP, you know, the governing authority actually handles the worker in CPEP, and the financial status for CPEP, it is dangerously troubling. Yes, we find ourselves in an economical climate where it is dangerously troubling. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this conversation could have had before Yes, we had a representative before, but we must be real as we navigate. If the representation was poor, we are holding that against nobody. Thank God that we have a governing authority that eyes and ears is on the ground to the people. Thank God, especially in Point 14, we have Mr. Raymond Onesto Kiza continue to listen to the shortcomings and continue to come up with solutions. But my conversation, ladies and gentlemen, the operator in CPEP is 140 the operator is working for. Some might justify it with saying that CPEP does come out early and go home early. My responsibility is to reiterate to brothers and sisters, I have been speaking with CPEP workers all this morning. I talked to 2-3, and the conversation is CPEP have no problem making an 8 hours day. CPEP have no problem coming out 6 in the morning and finishing 2. 8 hours is a working day for a nation. Call out, man. Let me take a hold with the phone calls there for now, right? So as we continue to navigate and as we continue to discuss forward, the heights with CPEP is that CPEP actually balance a 140 standard for the operator and a $80-something for the helper, the rake man. But responsibility, while we discuss, because we all know that CPEP could do so much more than CPEP have already been doing. Some people say that the CPEP don't do nothing. I would not be one of those persons to participate in that conversation, because brothers and sisters, the CPEP structure, especially the worker, I can't speak for the contractor, I can speak for the worker, when given the opportunity and when, especially if we put them in a position where we, the people of Trinidad, actually show that we respect their value, just like how we used to respect the oil worker, we respect the businessman, we respect we doctors, we respect our nurses, we respect our police officers. We're supposed to respect every single sector, every contributing factor. So just as how we respect these other sectors, I'm asking that we bring that level of respect to CPEP. They are human beings. They are contributing factor. And anybody visiting this nation, honestly, ladies and gentlemen, it is dependent on our CPEP workers to beautify our nation. So as we navigate, the conversation is $140, which is troubling. So even if we adjust it, because somebody would say, Irvin, well, who paying the bill? No, we must listen to the conversation while we navigate forward. We already come to terms based on the information coming out from our current administration, which is the United National Congress and the Coalition of Interest. Ladies and gentlemen, we understand that a lot of money was being wasted. A lot of money was not coming back to the community. This government gave its assurance. The conversation is when UNC win, everybody win. What we is reminding brothers and sisters, ain't nobody skipping the line, because we was out and about watching brothers and sisters suffer in this nation. Some people want to continue disrespecting the Prime Minister, and you give them an opportunity to go by the Member of Parliament office. They want to skip the line, disrespect people. That would not be accepted. It would not be tolerated. So I bring in my conversation into category. This thing is not encouraging no skip the line thing. It is actually encouraging respect when the CPEP structure actually starts back. Again, ladies and gentlemen, I would bring a piece of audio for you because our Prime Minister, Ms. Kamala Persad-Bissassa, she spoke on it. So my responsibility is to bring the information to you, because while speaking with some of the CPEP workers, even this morning, brothers and sisters was kind of concerned because we hear about CPEP board, but we ain't hearing nothing. So like they're looking to shut down the whole thing and start a next program and all these type of things. So I would bring you the factual information coming out from our Honorable Prime Minister, Ms. Kamala Persad-Bissassa. But while we at it, ladies and gentlemen, while we sit down and talk about innovation, we sit down and we discuss the upgrade and the upliftment of CPEP, my responsibility is to ask for a raise for the worker. Again, this is just me, an operator at 140. It is dangerously troubling. So what it is we could do, if the governing authority decide to utilize the advice and we start 6 in the morning, the worker could finish 2 in the afternoon. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we already discussed different things that the workers and them could be incorporated in. So we could fill up our 8 hours a day with no argument based on the content that we continue to speak. Now, mind me, we are not demanding, we're not bullying, we're not telling nobody we have to get this. We're not practicing that foolish dotishness. What it is we are doing, we are discussing, we are dialoguing, right? And I'm saying 8 hours a day, I am lobbying for $30 an hour for the operator. $30. Why? Because $30 will take your operator to $240, which is, you could do it an increase after that, but it is a reasonably good salary. Reasonably good salary. So a fella could pay a bill. And next thing is, the helpers salary, it is drastically outrageous. I personally asking minimum wage in Trinidad and Tobago is $20.50. If it is, we have all that love and all that respect and all that gratitude, especially all those who are saying that this government and they like CPEP and all these kind of conversation. You have an opportunity now to be a part of a conversation. And the opportunity is asking for a raise for the helper in CPEP. If minimum wage is $20.50 and we say CPEP workers have all that value, well, then it's supposed to be no problem to give the helpers $25 an hour, which will take us to $200 a day. I think we could pay a bill with that. I think we could cover with that. Part of our argument, part of our conversation, as I continue to reiterate, we are lobbying that the member of parliament for the areas pick the CPEP contractors because they have been on the ground, election and gone too long. So they're supposed to understand, they're supposed to be listening to the cries of the brothers and sisters in the community who have no problem supporting, who have no problem giving back, who have no problem not disrespecting people and utilizing the CPEP structure like it's a whole plain thing. Because this is what we saw. This is not what we want. And again, our responsibility is to be a part of the conversation to mitigate corruption. Because brothers and sisters, just in case, you know, Trinbagonians, we have a 5 days, or we should say a 4 years and something history, that when any government come and build schools, the government come and implement baby grants, the government come and implement IT technology, they come and implement things to enhance the family. For some strange reason, the next election, we tend to vote otherwise. Why? I don't know. But I am asking going forward, based on the structure that is being implemented and how we, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, are being asked to be a part of the budget consultation, it shows a government continuing to connect with the people. It shows a government understand that every single person, every idea is needed for our country to go forward. Ladies and gentlemen, we find ourselves in a slumber. We find ourselves in a dangerous place. As much as we speak oil and gas, our responsibility, ladies and gentlemen, is tourism, part of our money maker. As much as we discuss different sectors and different groups, part of our structure is tourism. And with landscaping, with setting up the CPEP structure in an efficient way, as a brother call in and say, CPEP, if CPEP is given the opportunity to work for a respectable salary, Trinidad and Tobago could go forward positively. We could go forward positively. So my responsibility, I have to run this piece of audio from our Honorable Prime Minister, Ms. Kamala Persad-Bissessar, because, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of people is concerned, and they're concerned with the fact of where we're going, because the field CPEP go shut down, and the feel this and the feel that. This is why I just ask brothers and sisters to stick to the Prime Minister's page, stick to the Attorney General's page, stick to your Member of Parliament page, to my brothers and sisters who actually,
because in every government,
my brothers and sisters who actually living in areas with the different groups. We continue to say we love you all and we support you all. But your responsibility is to ask for the relevant thing as you go forward. So Trinidad and Tobago, ladies and gentlemen, let me get this piece of audio here.
because in every government department, we have lots of things to be done. There are many, many ministries. You have industries, is something we can. You talked about the CPEP, which tonight is not the time for that full disclosure, but I can say I am very much against the whole structure of the CPEP, the URP, and the reforestation. Many of you, in my constituency and elsewhere, you were just hoping to replace. So when we vote on the PNL, you want 5 young and 10 young, and look at what you want.
I don't want to bypass that. I hope the brothers and sisters see and listen that our Honorable Prime Minister clearly explained that she wholly against the stopping of CPEP and Forest Reserve and URP. But ladies and gentlemen, we gave our Honorable Prime Minister, Ms. Kamala Persad-Bissessar, a mandate. And the mandate that we gave to her, as much as we're talking employment, as much as we're talking uplifting Trinidad and Tobago and elevating to a different level, her mandate is also the responsibility of mitigating, ladies and gentlemen, eliminating the level of corruption that have been exercised in governments. The nice thing with it is, thank God that this government standing with the conversation. Thank God that they bring in the relevant information to us. So let's go.
Gangs. You really want gangs? I mean, seriously? You want gangs? No. We did name the game to this thing. So it's something the cabinet, we've already had a couple of meetings to look at that whole program. And tonight, when you talk about trade school, step on, the apprenticeship thing struck my brain a few days ago. Listen to something like that. Listen to something where people can come, apprentice, or go to the MIC, the YTF, you mentioned all those programs for skills training. We give them a stipend, and let them learn something so they can transition how long you want to be cutting grass for. You know, that's what those programs said. We have become a nation of grass cutters under the PNM. So the CPEP cutting grass, no, this is not a joke. The CPEP cutting grass, the URB cutting grass, reforestation cutting grass, for instance, we planted trees. We didn't plant it. The regional corporations cutting grass, HGCs cutting grass, NGCs cutting grass. So all the people in our country, grass cutters, we cannot. So I'm really thinking, and I'm telling you, some of you are our old supporters, they vex with me and they vex with us because they feel we should just replace this CPEP and the URD. That will take us nowhere. They will become criminalized. If you put yourselves there, you say, okay, you want one gang and you want two or how many, and you have the gun. All it takes is for the criminal to come to you and say, I know where you're living, I know your wife, I know your son. You see that 10 names you have on hand? You write down these 5, and you will take the next 5. So you have 5 ghosts because of the fear, because of creating this fear. I will explain it, but maybe it's the first time I'm giving my full deeper thinking on it. I know people are worried about it, but that is not the way for us to take our young people to send you out there. You will strengthen the 4 men on each of the programs. 5 for you and 5 for me, boss. Take it or leave it. What happens? So you have 5 boss and the criminal man collecting the money. That's what it's happening. That's what's happening. So it's not that we are vicious. It is not that we are racist. This is for everybody. Everyone, whichever you are from, which constituency, but I cannot in good conscience continue that. We have to
Ladies and gentlemen, you get it there. So you notice the Honorable Prime Minister, this is something that we were speaking about for the past 2 days. As much as we discuss CPEP and the enhancement of CPEP and the enhancements of the community, it would be irresponsible if it is we just continue to discuss grass cutting, we just continue to motivate brothers and sisters to cut grass, when we already know we have different things to be done in this country. We can incorporate better. So yes, the CPEP structure could be used as a stepping stone. You're not working right now, no problem. You head out to work, you execute your task. But at the end of the day, while we sit back with the relevant information, knowing factually that 80% of the food that is consumed in Trinidad and Tobago is being purchased outside of Trinidad and Tobago, while we have CPEP, while we have an agricultural sector to build, to boost, to promote, to endorse, ladies and gentlemen, we call ourselves independent. Friday, they say we're celebrating emancipation. What are we emancipated in? Could we feed ourselves? Do we have enough farmers in this nation? So as much as we continue to discuss the reality of Trinidad and Tobago, continue to be the facts. Now, I'm catching a comment where somebody put up here. Somebody put up, I want to see the workers get a raise, not what you are asking for and the hours, Felix. Well, all right. While you have it, I will put down the information of what are you suggesting, because remember, my opinion is not the only opinion here. So you could put your information. It don't make no sense that you just say, because this is not what we have in here. This is real talk. We're not having a half a conversation. So while you on the show here, the brothers and sisters is watching, your responsibility is to actually put down your suggestion. So we await that. Let's take in this next comment here. My father said that Manning is the one who started the nonsense in CPEP. Bless good afternoon, caller.
Pleasant good afternoon to you,
Bless
Mr.
afternoon,
Felix,
bless afternoon.
and all on the real talk at this moment. Pleasant good afternoon to you.
Yes.
I just want to tell you something, right? Pertaining to CPEP. Now, yesterday, my sister, she's a sponge PNM, huh?
Yes.
And she came across by me, and we were talking, and she's telling me, she said, but why it is them people? I tell her, she said, why it is them people and them spreading all them set of bad news? It's not so. We gain back, we walk.
All right.
Yes, and they only spreading in such a bad news. I said, nice, I'm glad as you understand.
Thank you.
I said, they're going to restructure CPEP. She said, yes. She said, and you know something? Why do you stop the URP and put them to work with people? Because when we clean, URP still on there doing nothing, and we had to clean it. I said, you know, she talking to me.
Yeah.
So for my thing is that, and what you say makes sense to it, merge URP with CPEP, because I see it with my own eyes too.
Right.
CPEP are doing the majority of work, right? And one thing with our slogan for election, many of us have to remember the election is over. That was the slogan for the election.
Yes.
Because, listen, years ago, there was a slogan, we love you, sir, so we take care of you.
Yeah.
You know who we really take care of? They really take care of all them such a ghost gang. You remember that?
Yeah.
That was their slogan. So here what? Let us put aside our slogan and work together with our Prime Minister to fix this country for our next generation that is coming up.
Agreed.
Okay?
Agreed.
Love you, big brother.
Thank you. Thank you much, God.
That was just the slogan.
Yes, man. Thank you much.
Time we stop it.
Yes.
Okay, bye.
Very interesting information from the caller. And caller, we thank you very much for that contribution. Because the caller saying, it seems to me like the CPEP workers out there understand what is going on. Nobody not against them. It seems to me like the CPEP workers realize the reason why they stopped working is that to be because of somebody was playing games in the construction, meaning the contractors section. Shall we take this call in before we deal with this comment? Let's good afternoon, caller. Caller, I see your answer now, What is this? Caller, you got to call back. So based on what it is we see in there, we thanking God for Jesus that the workers and them understanding what is going on. Again, we continue this. Yeah, let me see if we get this call here now. Bless good afternoon, caller.
Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Felix.
Yes.
Mr. Felix, I have a quick question here because I'm trying to figure out this CPEP thing, right?
Doctor.
So let me say, I apply, I live in, let me say, San Fernando, and I apply, studying to get a job with CPEP, right? How much work would I get for the year with CPEP? How much time would they call me in?
No, if it is you, is a CPEP contractor, it's your responsibility on an everyday basis, Monday to Friday, to go out and cut the people place.
No, but well, so I come like, so if I work with a contractor, I gonna get work year round with the contractor.
If you use as an operator or a helper or something?
Yeah, let me say I just a normal grass
cutter. Once you and that contractor and fall out or no sexual harassment thing and take place, you're supposed to continue working?
So if the contract is for the year, I will be able to work for the year.
Supposed to be, and the normal here what could happen. Now I don't know if the contractor could rotate people, but as far as I know, once you're doing your work, you're doing your work.
All right. Well, I thought you have to put in your name and then they just give you a certain number of time because it's every 2 weeks, right? They change, right? So I think it maybe you get like 4 fortnights for the year or something. I didn't know it was a year-round thing. So this is what I was confused with.
No, I know people working CPEP straight by. I watch what going on point. Yeah. People work CPEP like they're permanent.
Well, right. So I continue listening and now figuring it out. All right, Mr. Felix.
Yeah, big brother. Thank you much.
Yeah.
Thank you much. And ladies and gentlemen, we continue to say, we understand what is going on, and as we educate each other with the structure of CPEP, we responsibility. Now, if you listen to this piece of information here, what this person say, my father say that Manning is the one who started this nonsense in CPEP. He said work CPEP is doing was supposed to be done in min work. CPEP just reached down to cutting grass. And listen, that is a dangerous piece of conversation, because what it is the CPEP workers even called in and say, because one of the CPEP workers called in and he literally said CPEP is way more advanced than just cutting grass. And we matter of fact, with the contribution of CPEP over the years, we understand what's going on with CPEP. Is neglect, and the work ministry has their gang to handle all their aspects. And this is very, very important. I want to see the workers get a raise, and we're waiting on this person to put up why we can't call the worker gang and not groups. Well, we totally support him calling them groups. It's just over the period of time there's a political organization in this country that actually promoted European gang and CPEP gang. But the people of Trinidad and Tobago, we have no problem calling them groups. Again, this is what we want to do with raising the standard of CPEP. CPEP we no longer want to see CPEP look as a cutting grass organization, a cutting grass group, when CPEP is explaining that it has skilled personnel, and skilled personnel could be utilized in different areas. Now, somebody say, incorporate CPEP with URP. Now, heading there, my government will have to do the evaluation, because if there's one thing I know, the responsibility of URP is also maintaining grass, but also maintaining certain infrastructural problem too. So that is a problem. That conversation, I want to allow the heads and them to get into that. We go reevaluate that and let them get into that, and then we will give about 2 cents. Bless good afternoon, caller.
That's good afternoon, Mr. Felix.
What going on,
Mr. Felix? Boy, I'm holding on by the grace of God, watching the tricks on them outside here. The tricksers on them and the tricks. From my information, when CPEP was formed, right, it was supposed to be a program that would assist the underprivileged people, in the sense that they work for 4 hours during the day, and after lunch, they were supposed to have a training program attached to that particular that particular group.
Yes.
It would have had some sort of training for the individuals and them there, so that they could have done something to elevate themselves and get out of the conditions that they were in. But lo and behold, they morph this thing into some kind of, I don't know how to explain it, but I can't find a proper word. It wouldn't be for radio or TV. But what they had done is corrupt the system so much that they keep these people and them in a cycle, that they could manipulate them and have them at the beck and call, so that if you don't do what I say, you can't get work. You understand?
Yeah.
And I want to believe that this government have the capacity to change this whole system and bring it back to what it's supposed to be. If not, scrap the whole thing and find some other way how to re-employ these people and them. But I think it's a fair idea that if they keep in CPEP, it should have that training factor in it.
Yes.
And nobody shouldn't be there more than 6 months. Everybody's supposed to elevate themselves within that 6 months, so that they could either receive a diploma or some kind of thing, so that they could venture out into some new job. It may have those who just can't make it.
Well,
we have to find a way how to deal with them.
When you say 6 months, you're saying with the 6 months, we incorporated
Sorry?
while they work in a program at the same time?
Yeah, they had the training. They work in the morning and they train in the afternoon.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So if they reintroduce that and they have them on a 6 months rotation, I think these people and them could be self-sufficient within that time, getting the money, getting a stipend and training.
Yeah.
You don't think so,
Yeah.
Mr. Felix?
I see one of our commenters, Semantic, say that 6 months too short. So let me say.
Well, maybe a 9-month period or maybe a year.
All right. Understood.
But you can't just have people just cycling themselves and just being dominated by one group of people and can't be able to excel no grow. You just remain a grass cutter for the rest of your life. What sense that making?
Okay.
Blessed afternoon, Mr. Felix.
Thank you much. It is just school. Just school say for plenty, CPEP was a side hustle. Just school, the only persons. Bless good afternoon, caller. Caller, hold on 1 second. Just school, the only persons I believe that CPEP was a side hustle for had to be the persons who was actually a part of the ghost gang structure and some of them contractors. But when it comes down to the type of work we saw we brothers and sisters doing nowadays, despite who in government, some of these people and them, that was the main hustle. The main hustle. Go ahead, caller. Thank you very much.
Yes, Mr. Felix, good day to you, Londonville here.
Yes, man.
All right. With respect to the CPEP conversation we're having, under the labor laws, you cannot work someone for more than 1 year without, they being taken for permanency. So they may have to only work the workers maybe probably up to a year.
Right.
And within that year, you have to let them stay home at least 2 weeks. It cannot be continuous.
Right.
Right? The other thing is...
Yeah, go ahead.
Right. The other thing is, the CPEP workers need to be expanded, not just for cutting grass and cleaning stone and so on, and drains and all these things, There are a lot of older folks in the community, they need to be taken care of. They could probably branch into that area, help out in areas like seeing about the old folks cleaning up their houses and so on,
Right.
They have a lot of old folks who need a lot of help. So the whole thing needs to really be restructured where they don't just go there to cut grass.
Right.
If you understand what I'm saying, So that is my contribution, Mr. Felix. Keep it up. Good work.
Thank you very much, caller. That's such a contribution. And this is something that I don't think a lot of people know. When disaster actually take place, are you aware that CPEP is one of the structure that actually is expected to be out? Matter of fact, they just be out and about in the middle of disaster, bringing forth support in the midst of the Office of Disaster Preparedness and in the midst of all the groups that have the responsibility. CPEP also must be outside. So when it comes to training, talk to me, brother. I hear you.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Felix. Good afternoon to Trinidad and Tobago. I just want to agree with one of your callers, one of your just put in the chat that CPEP was a side hustle.
Yes.
Because that CPEP workers was doing 2 and 3 jobs.
Right.
And that is a fact.
Right.
Right, yeah. They were doing 2 and 3 jobs. And again with these 8 hours. I think one of CPEP, I think how they was incorporated for the hours. You remember if you work in 8 hours, right? Remember some of them CPEP on the road.
Yeah.
They didn't have no facilities for the when they want to do the personal, when they want to go to the bathroom. They don't have that kind of facilities because they're on the road. So that's why I think the hours was breakdown in that. So they could 8 hours job. You will have to put this thing in place for them. So and it's kind of difficult, right? So I think that was the only reason why the hours was that kind of hours. Doctor, listening.
Thank you much. Thank you much.
Yeah.
But here it is. While we discuss it, remember we expecting the brothers and sisters to do the cutting. That is the cutting section, because as much as we're still talking about the cutting section. But while we discuss the cutting section, we also discuss the same persons, incorporating them in different sectors in the society. So then I think, and this is my suggestion, that CPEP should actually be utilized for what it was designed for. You come out in the morning, you give your contribution, and then in the afternoon period, we total it to the 8 hours. We total it to the 8 hours, so you work some hours, and then you close off. So I'm still asking for the $30 for the operator, because he himself will have to be a part of the program. That way, when you enter the program, you're keeping up with the date. I mean, that you was in the class with attendance and all these things, and that would determine if you get your full 30 hour by 8 hours, or your money stop in the morning. If you make it 4 hours, you pull in and you go in and you mind your business. 30 and 30, 60, 60 and 60 is 120. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, if we understand what it is we're actually talking about and what we're dealing with, the heights is, while CPEP work, cross-boss, I understand where you're coming from too. A lot of people, it was a side hustle, but between me and you here in Point 14, I meet much people who it was a side hustle. Plenty people that was the personal and main hustle. That is the work, and they label it as a work. So hence the reason why my conversation, and you would notice a lot of them wouldn't comment, because people trying to get a job, and it are people who have been waiting on the job, waiting on jobs, because trust me, if you would bounce your head and tell people that is a UNC in Point 14, or you belong to any different political organization, dog, eat your supper. So you understand the level of weight and the level of neglect. And you could imagine what's the structure and the position that we end up in. You know? CPEP was boasted as a former administration main camp. That was the camp. And they victimized their own people. And what's the position we end up in? The conversation is that we have a new government. The government, what some people is asking, that the government just hire back everybody who was working CPEP. And my question is, what about those who was home waiting? What about those who actually was waiting? What about those who understood that that government that just came out of office was poor representation, and we cannot continue like this? Because they saw the vision that, listen to me, we can't continue to have people cutting grass 4 and 5 years straight. 4 and 5 years straight, you fighting up to educate your children, where we could utilize the program for what it's supposed to be utilized for. All right, you come out, you make your 4 hours, as somebody say, and then you come and you do your evening program for your hours. Obviously, it must have some building somewhere. So concern about facilities, not supposed to be a discussion if we actually doing a program. So either way, facilities is needed. You might need it in the morning while you're on the road, but if we utilizing the program, my height says I am lobbying still for the 8 hours for the workers. I'm lobbying for it. If we say that the workers and them work, it was valuable the other day. We went into a whole public discussion the other day, and everybody was agreeing, and who wasn't thing and who thing. The 8 hours, that is needed. Why it is needed? Our responsibility is to motivate people out of the position that they are in. Because as much as we're discussing going forward, we still have to deal with the facts that it have people who honestly believe that their salvation was European. It have people who believe that their salvation and the happily ever after was CPEP. And we would be irresponsible as a people to continue encouraging brothers and sisters to be thinking that. Hence the reason why we have a new government today that is not encouraging that. Every single person who called, typed up and said that more could be done. To my sister who said that even she realized what went on. Her father gave her the relevant information. The program was chiseled down and became political under Mr. Manning, and we saying no problem for that. But we cannot continue. It can't be just that and leave it like that. While we deal with the facts, we deal with the circumstances and the position that we are in, I continue to say 80% of the food that we consume, even as we speak, is being purchased outside of Trinidad and Tobago. And as much as we thank the Business Association for holding the brunt, for making sure that we have goods and services in this country, I honestly believe the business structure wouldn't have no problem buying the local products from the CPEP farmers. I don't think, because once you have the product, the businessman will buy it because he's the retailer. So I don't think us enhancing or incorporating CPEP in a more respectful, in a more magnified way, I don't think that is a bad initiative. Bless good afternoon, Granny.
How you doing?
Blessed afternoon. How you doing? Ade?
Oh, the madam, and
See on work right now though. Them children and them out and about. The girls doing a course in San Fernando and my son will be in class right now.
right. I called to talk about jailers. Right.
Yeah.
Why is it they call them prisoners? Why is it they call them jailers?
Yeah.
Why is it they wearing a certain type of clothes? Right. Now, if they didn't want to find themselves there, they didn't find themselves there.
Yeah.
They would have done the right thing.
Yes.
And they would have kept the right company. The first of all is that CNN had no right to put them in this jail.
Yeah.
You do not put those type of prisoners in the jail that was in.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
You do not put them type of prisoners in the jail that they was in. That jail has easy access.
Right.
So all kind of thing was going on. They all this years from inside there.
Yeah.
Yes. Under the PNM. I mean, if you think so much years a day, and I could remember just about 2 or 3 years, there was a bomb. There was a bomb put somewhere right side wire in a prison. I don't know if you could remember that.
Yeah.
Right. When a commissioner tell him, a few years ago, he said, all you do things to be here. I cannot put all you in the hotel. Yeah. When these people go to your home, they don't come to your home with honey.
Yeah.
Or they don't come to your home with yogurt.
With no respect. They don't come
Not
with respect.
You know.
No.
They come in 4, 5, 6 of them. All when you see the big gun beating up everybody, taking everything from the house and gone, killing you. Yeah? So all you want good treatment, and all you go to the jail, but all you go to people's house and treat them bad. And treat them bad for what they work hard for.
Yes.
You tell me, Mr. Felix.
Thank you.
If I come into your home and come to take everything from you, I carry away your wife, the children's mother, and I want good treatment when I go there. When I treat you bad, I mean, people have to think those type of prisoners, they never used to put them here at all. They take them straight to the hills, but the CNN government had them here. And I also want to talk about the kidnapping. Granny don't afraid, you know.
Yeah.
Granny do not afraid nobody.
Hey, you tell me about Granny. Talk to them.
Granny have to die one day. My book say, from the time I born expecting that because children not born dead. So Granny don't fear nothing.
Yes.
That is expected at any time, but you see, I want to talk a little on that kidnapping, what went on, what day. I want them to bring back the hangman, and I want them to bring back the strokes, what the white man had.
Yeah.
They not sit to hell. They not sit to hell. That senior counsel, she begged for that until she dead, you know. And I begging for that. The strokes with the hangman, I will tell you why. What they do to people, they must learn to take back before they get dead. Get some strokes before you're dead. And you see, that woman who is in that kidnapping, and any woman who is in anything is a woman you had in your hand.
Yes.
You is a woman. You is a woman. No matter if you're 21 years, you're a female. and you have a woman in your hand with men, and Mr. Felix.
Yeah, they might.
I want to give you some good pressure.
Yeah.
I want Alexander. I want Alexander, and I'm praising Alexander, and I'm praising the Commissioner of Police. I'm praising Wayne State. They're working, and let it continue working. If they don't do that, Mr. Felix, and they don't be drastic with these fellas, we won't be able to live here.
Thank you. That is true.
Thank you.
That is true, Granny. Granny just touching and give us it as factual as possible. As much as we talking CPEP, what Granny come in with there, it is very valuable. Because what has been taking place in this country is very disrespectful to the persons in the community, especially all those who experience violent crimes, robberies, kidnapping, and this structure that actually had the opportunity to evolve over the years. And it is shocking to see man cry out there. When down the road, they're telling you about me a business. Jail is jail. I am a number. And it is shocking to see on social media people arguing for housing and where they are located, totally forgetting that you practice activities that break the law. And when you break the law, that means that you have a responsibility to pay your debt to society. That means that your rights are restricted. And if your rights must be restricted for the activities that you practice, why are you arguing for rights that the basic man on the road don't even have? It are people who have nowhere to live today. You quarreling for venue inside of a jail. You only understand where the country is. The dotish thing with this is that people playing political games and endorsing that. You understand where society reach. So as much as we talking CPEP, and I see some brother put up here, Clive put up here, 36 an hour by 8 is 280. Well, come on. So then, if it's that is what we're saying, I totally supporting that. But here what it is I explaining to you. What it is I am explaining to you, I understand the facts and the elements of the long hours and brothers and sisters being responsible for utilities, for toilet paper and for washroom and so forth. So then the conversation is, didn't we agree that we would utilize CPEP to evolve people in this country? So if we are agreeing that we're utilizing CPEP to evolve people, that means we're asking for the 4 hours on the road to continue with the cutting what it is you're doing. And the next 4 hours could be utilized in some program. What you do, you pay those who making the 4 hours on the road, you pay them the 4 hours, so you sign your book on the road, and either you're heading back out, however the hours done, you're heading back out 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. You're home by 3. So as much as we discuss, ladies and gentlemen, in a couple of years, in a couple of months, we should say, you have somebody cutting, you have somebody weeding. That same person utilizing the empty plots. You start now recycling all them empty bottles where you're planting because you could chuck your thing in carrot because remember now you're having manure, you're going down in the manure business, then you're in the recycle business. Within some months, as we say, somebody even say a year, you cannot tell me we cannot motivate our brothers and sisters into getting into their own business or registering their business, setting up a structure where they could incorporate vegetables and goods and services in Trinidad and Tobago. This is our responsibility. Blessed afternoon, caller.
Blessed afternoon again, Brother Felix.
Blessed afternoon.
Let me tell you something and let me give you a story at the same time. So, I was fortunate in my life so far as a chef to move around in certain areas.
Yeah.
Now, personally, I believe that Manning was the visionary prime minister for me, in my personal belief, and I'll tell you why. I was doing a function in Central Bank with a boss of mine at the time. And we had us to supply meals, especially around the budget time. So we end up inside the Central Bank. I passed and went up into levels that I never thought I'd see in Central Bank.
Caller,
I remember.
Caller. Listen, what I don't want to do. I don't want to take up no set of time discussing Mr. Manning personally, because Mr. Manning's son and even taking that time with your own father history. So I don't really want to be doing that.
I understand, but let me get to my point.
Right.
So I went and I saw this picture that was on the wall. And in the wall, on that picture, where Hyatt is, was supposed to move out the port, all the areas, and build hotels going on that line, move the port on the other side. And that would have opened up that whole area, right? So when I saw the regime change and things happen, I wanted PNM to come after me to bring back that same policy. But when PNM came back and they changed the whole policy, and I realized that the whole system was totally different, and then I realized that PNM was not the PNM that we thought they were.
Yeah.
Anyway, so now I'm in this hotel, and I remember a time that the foreign investors came down in the country, and they walked to the hotel. We had to make the place spanking clean and everything, and they walked to the hotel. And one of the men of the CEO, he got very upset, and he started to throw down thing and get real upset. Why was he upset? He asked the managers and them of the hotel, why is the import bill so high, and you all are in a tropical country and we importing orange juice and all these foreign fruits? Why can't you buy local food and put it and bring down our foreign bill? This was the why he was upset.
Yeah.
Now, when the hotel was built telling people that local farmers will get the opportunity to supply goods and things for the hotel and stuff like that. I was the preface of building the hotel. And when the hotel is established, that whole preface changed. So now we're importing about 80% of what we're using, right? 80% of whatever we use.
Yeah.
So he was upset. The locals told him, and people were running the hotel, there is not any local farmers to produce or give us what we need to provide fresh juices to our clients. So we have to import, which was part of a lie, because the chef at the time, he was lazy and did not want to go out and meet local farmers and create what the hotel is good for. Right?
Yes.
So my thing is, we supposed to have a mandate with all these hotels that they have to purchase a percentage of their raw material, or in this country, 60% or so, in this country, giving our local farmers a market and the opportunity to have their goods sold. This must be a mandate. 60% of your raw material must come from the country, and this will give your local farmers to diversify through different amount of crops, or because they know they have a market for it, and open up the possibility. Imagine this hotel up to when I left, they did not have local food on its buffet.
Yeah.
You can't get a local food. You can't get a mango to stop when mango season. And plenty of the foreigners used to come in and say, where is the local food? So we need to construct that. And if we think corruption, yeah.
$20 the other day for 2 Julie mango, based on ways, and you're getting 10 apple for $20.
this could be a problem because the market is not there. If the market is there, if the demand is there, if the supply is there, it will drop it. It will drop the price. Once there's more people in the market competitively seeking the market, the prices will drop.
Yeah.
So we have to watch at that aspect of it. And we are not having enough farmers. Because you ask that, is there enough farmers in the country? That's a good question. And not only is there enough farmers in the country, is there enough farmers with a diverse crop, diverse local crop that should help propel the economy with local drinks. Yes, that's the other day a big YouTuber went to Tobago, and off in Tobago before they started making a whole set of local juices, and they went this YouTuber basically say, wow, beautiful taste.
Yeah.
Now where is he going to get that demand? Where is he going to get is he growing things from the backyard? Should he supply this right through the year when foreigners come? Because now we on the world stage. This is a you have stuff.
All right.
Do we have a supplier?
Yeah. Thank you much. Yeah. Thank you much, caller. The phone line hot. Caller, that is a very, very good contribution. And we thank you very much for that contribution. That is very, very important for the caller. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're listening to the contributions. Bless good afternoon, brother.
Pleasant good afternoon to you.
Brother Paul,
good
Saran, how you
afternoon,
doing? How
Trinidad
you
and
doing? How you
Tobago.
doing, Papa?
I am good actually. I'm looking on.
Yeah.
I'm looking at what this new government is offering the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago and still negotiating. So far we are approaching 90 days and to be quite honest with you, I am satisfied thus far.
Thank you.
You know, I must say they hit the ground running.
Yeah.
And you know, brother Felix, that if they're doing nonsense, I'm going to call them out for it.
Yes. Yes.
Right? But for so far, I realize that they're doing consultation in communities to communities. I realize that they're going to ministries to ensure that what was taking place prior so that they can try their best to fix the situation or at least curb it. Right? I mean, they will have hiccups in between. In any organization or any movement, they would have hiccups in between where they would try to resolve the issue at a short space of time. But what I want to say though is that I want to touch a little bit about the CPEP program and wrap up. This CPEP program was implemented under the Manning era, and it was to help you at a short term, not long term. It was help you to elevate yourself. But then again, when the other administration came in, they use it as a political weapon.
Right.
And the next thing about it is that, okay, how could you say you all fire 10,000 workers plus and contractors, right? If your government, if your party or your prior government cared about you, they would have institutionalized CPEP. So it doesn't matter what administration came into governance, you would have been secure.
Point.
Right?
Point.
And what I also like about this government is that they place all short-term contracts on hold in all ministries, right? Because their mandate was, you know what, I can't go to the bank with a 3-month contract.
True.
I can't get a loan.
True.
I can't get to buy a car or whatever the case may be. So people might say they're feeling the blunt of it now, but I think it's part of sacrificing now to see what can happen. And I'm saying this, brother Felix, because I have been through the trenches.
Yeah.
I get my political licks back and forth, and I humble myself.
Yes.
Right? But I think, you know what? This is time that we need to speak out as young people and or citizens of this country and stop the partisan politics. Right? And let's be neutral. You know, but good program, and I'll be looking on. Thanks again, brother.
Thank you very much, brother Paul. And ladies and
You're
gentlemen,
welcome.
Yes, man. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, family and friends, again, as we continue to say, this is what we're saying here. You know the organization that we support. You know we stand with our Honorable Prime Minister, but I don't have to ask you every day to vote for UNC. It's representation we're talking, and this is what the UNC and the Coalition of Interest is doing, and Tobago is doing, representing the people of Trinidad and Tobago, hence the reason for the budget consultation. This is where Trinbagonian citizens become a part of their development. Bless, good afternoon, caller.
Yeah, brother Felix. You ever observe how county workers just cut the side of the road as compared to how CPEP workers will do it, bro? We're talking about developing the CPEP worker.
Yeah.
I am thinking about incorporating some CPEP workers into the county system so that they can get a permanent job, because they do a much better job than county workers, my brother. And that's a way of developing the workers. Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
So the governing authority are listening, and as we saying, become a prime minister, she already said it. Matter of fact, my member of parliament, he reiterated in point. We sit down and we talk about it. He made it abundantly clear. Yes, we would be cutting grass. Yes, we would be maintaining and beautifying, but our responsibility is also to enhance and develop the people. Because, ladies and gentlemen, we have sectors that are short in employees. We have sectors that could do with the development. And on top of that, our agriculture sector has been dormant. So one of the parts where we could utilize is CPEP, where we could enhance and motivate and even prepare brothers and sisters for funding when it comes to agriculture. Because you know, there are people who have been planting for years, but they don't know the structure to actually go and where in the ministry, how to even prepare the paperwork. Some people not registered, and this is what it is we want to encourage. So while you out there working and a part of...
Good evening. Good evening. Hello?
Blessed afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you, sir?
I'm okay, I'm okay. Talk to us, man. What's on your mind today?
Right. Well, what is my first time caller, though?
Bless, good afternoon, first time caller, ladies and gentlemen. We have our first time caller, so I want to encourage you all. Let's welcome our caller, man. Caller, you go ahead.
And I'm calling from Kunupia.
Kunupia in the building.
All right. Yeah. So I wouldn't want to be long, but I need to talk to you at some point in time. We have to meet up with you. I'm Kunupia, you probably in South, but we have to meet up and talk. I have some things that we can put across how you can spin the economy right where you are immediately.
Right.
You don't have to look for any millions or billions to start anything. All right.
Yes.
At 65 this year, a few weeks from now, I'm also starting up a manufacturing business, manufacturing a whole lot of things from my own pocket change, and I'm almost there to produce food and different things that I can put in the groceries and sell and also export.
Yes.
All right. And I've started up with about $25,000.
Right.
TT dollars.
Right.
And it is a foreign earner. It's a regional earner, and you can earn money with it here. The point I'm making, gentlemen, is that people already is what they call the asset, the base asset to be creative. They have that already in them.
Right.
But when you get battered over a period of time, you tend to become dormant mentally. You exist, but you don't know how to get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm saying here is that I can pass a few things on to you. I can show you how it does work.
Yeah.
I have some on paper. I don't have some on paper. I'm using it more or less physically at this moment. And you can take the same thing that you are buying here, whether it's peas, whether it's flour, whether it's sugar, and you can create and you can sell to the groceries. I can show you all of that. It's no big deal. It's real simple. And you can start earning, because I went to Extra Foods in Chaguanas, and they presented my product, and to Price Club also. And one of the things Extra Food asked me first is that, are you buying locally and employing locally? I said yes, sir. And they was very happy to hear that.
Right. Right.
So the point I'm making again, we have what it takes. The government will do its part, but everyone needs to get on board.
Yes.
And let me tell you what I mean. I mean, right in my yard here, I have a small space. Other than that, I have about 8 acres of land. I don't plant on it as yet because I have to put some security there.
Mm-hmm.
And a friend gave me a stalk, this dragon apple stalk, and I stick it in the ground there, left it there for a while. Do what I do with it. One dragon fruit come, two come, and now on the same stalk has about 20 dragon fruits.
Right. Right.
One dragon fruit is selling for about $25-30. I can show somebody how they can reap in about 2 years while earning. Other than that, in 2 years you can produce dragon fruit to sell regionally and internationally, no matter how small the land is that you have.
Right.
So I'm willing to work with people. I'm willing to talk with you. It's no big deal.
Would give you a call, brother.
I want nothing from it. You don't have to pay me. You don't have to entertain me or anything. I just want to show you how you could get out of a rut with what you already have existing for you as an asset.
Thank you very, very much, caller, and I will be giving you a call after today's program.
So that's my contribution. I really want to do that for people generally because look, I am first time again. I'm just going to repeat here. I'm already getting involved in this, and it's going to bring in a lot of cash, and you can do a whole lot of things with it. The whole idea here, Mr. Urban, is that it's not the moment that you look at I'm going to earn $10,000 this week. Is that you give it the time and you love it and the care that business needs, and I guarantee you'll be earning thousands of dollars at the end of the year.
Yes.
Just pay your taxes, please.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
That's what I'm offering here. But I believe my number will come up there. So I have this number. I don't know if this is your personal number or this is the station number, but my number will come up here. So you can get back in touch with me. I can get back in touch with you, and I could do some work with it.
Right.
All right. So
thank you.
I don't want to take it. Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you much, caller. Caller, I will be calling you.
Okay, I appreciate that. Thanks a lot. You all have a nice day, and good evening to all your listeners, regionally, locally, internationally.
Yes, man. Thank you much. Thank you much. And ladies and gentlemen, bless good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon, Mr. Felix. Success in the house.
Success, talk to us.
Yeah, Mr. Felix, I just want to make a slight little change in the price, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
Here we know now. A lady make a complaint to me and was telling me that she's a sick person and she went to the hospital to get an appointment, right, for ultrasound. You know when they give that lady that appointment? Quite next year in October month, you know. I mean, the Minister of Health have to look into these kind of things. But you give the lady this we in July, right? 2025. You give them an appointment for 2026 in October next year. First of all, a simple thing like an ultrasound.
Don't do me that now, man. Don't do me that now, man.
No, God, I just highlighting it. I didn't mean anything bad, you know.
No,
I just highlighting it.
No, but
you know.
Thank you for having that conversation. Because this is I doubt the Minister of Health will be comfortable knowing that is the conversation out there. I mean, I know we backed up, I know we limit some years and neglect, but basically next year, I basically telling the person you're going to call me when it's
done. Madness.
No.
Boy,
we are to work on that.
Well, sorry to tell you that, but I had was a call and highlight to let the public know, and the minister especially, that he had to look into these matters because, I mean, it's poor people are dealing with.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
But I will call back on another subject now because Mr. Alwari hiding, but let him continue to hide. I will call back on that later.
Thank you very much, caller.
All right, that's good.
Yeah. And nearly forget the hacks today, you know, because the question continued to be, because we nearly was embezzled out at $1.4 billion. And as the citizen of Trinidad and Tobago ask, where is Mr. Faris Alwari? Where is his location? Where is his press conference? And here is Granny again with us. Granny, good afternoon again. Blessed afternoon.
Yes, I listen to gentleman when he say how long the appointment is supposed to take to get. Now, I had major technical life threatening surgery done last year, February. It took me, they give me 2 years time to get a date. Now, I cannot vex because it had people backlog. Machines was broken down. You understand?
Yeah.
I wanted the surgery because it was like treatment. And then the age and all them things, and if it stay long, it would be worse. What I did was, I took my, I take all the tests private. I take 1 or 2 months, you know?
Yeah.
And I took my tests private. I asked the doctor, I said, look, doc, give me a paper, let me go to take it private. And so I do 1 or 2 times, and that is how I could have gotten my surgery a little earlier in 1 year time. I had got 2 years to go back there. And the machine, the breakdown, and my all the tests they take, they said that help me there with blood. They misplaced all. So you see, there was plenty backlog. The doctor explained to tell you that there are people worse than you waiting.
Danny, I don't understand the backlog because I listen to the Nursing Association when we discussing healthcare and facilities. They were saying that we don't have no need for the hospital that Ms. Kamala built on the highway. And if memory served me correctly, that hospital was built and outfitted with all the equipment.
Right.
So despite where you politically stand, you're supposed to want that because that is for the citizens?
No, what happened is they will not have this amount of backlog, but they have to give them that time. They have to give them that time because they can't real backlog in the hospital.
But if, Granny, thank you for coming and clarifying that. Thank you for coming and clarifying that.
No, but the thing is that I am telling you, I was in the hospital. Doctors is working round the clock to save life. The nurses and them is careless about patients. They never come to look at me with my blood bag, major surgery, my age, nothing for the night. You know? Yeah. And the nurses is giving the patient wrong medicine and stale food. They're giving you stale food. Lucky my children used to bring food and I'm a vegetarian. You know?
Yes.
So plenty things they have to look on there. But I don't know how to get it to the minister.
Well, actually, the minister will get the information, Granny, because it have people here who listening to you, who just call other programs, who just talk to other people. The minister will get the information.
Right, I want them to know the nurses have no respect for doctors. And the doctors, Nigerian doctors, here doctor, all the doctors working round the clock to save life.
Yes.
12 o'clock night. When the doctor come and ask the nurse, I would like to get social patient file, please. It's critical. It's a critical ward. Right? I was in a critical ward.
Yes.
We had Granny talking hard. She was in critical ward.
Yes.
And when the doctor gone, the nurse cussing in the ward. Oh, he had no right to come to ask. She got what in the paper. They getting paid. Them nurses well paid. When they reach 10 o'clock, they put their hands on their head and they well sleeping, who dead and who live.
Oh gosh. Will they say that?
Yeah, I want the minister to know it. I cannot get in touch with him. I would have go, and when they come, the patient near me had stomach bleeding. Her stomach bleeding. She was told not to take no medicine. Not to take no medication. My mouth had she on drip. It is an 8-night stomach bleeding. The nurse come and giving her aspirin, pressure tablet, and sugar tablet, and she was never on that. Right?
Yeah.
So I just telling you, but I telling the lady, I telling she has to, hey, if they give medicine, don't take, because your stomach bleeding. You can't use aspirin, so she didn't take. Look what the nurses doing to the patient in the hospital. Doctors here, I telling you, I have never seen them kind of surgery in my life, but I should go in that hospital with doctors. But they don't have all the equipment. They need things because they didn't even have the right kitchen to do my surgery. I had to wait. I'm telling you, the hospital is a mess. You better take time and clear it out. They got real backlog.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Granny and I feeling so bad now because Trinidad and Tobago, we look how long we talking about CPEP and the people who build the country in a position where they could die out on us.
Now, CPEP workers, they have to wait too. They have to wait. I'll tell you something. Before the wife and children had to live.
Yeah.
All right. The iron people, the scrap iron people, the family had to live. So the CPEP workers, they're going good. All the grandmother and them will say they work in CPEP to mind grandchildren. Let it find the children father. All the women will say they single children. They have a right for the man to mind the children. Right?
Thank you.
I didn't say that it's bad. And what they should do, what the government should do, don't have the CPEP business. Give them a day work, just like Center do all about.
Yeah.
Give them a day work. That don't mean they can't go home 2 o'clock, you know, and make it sure they perform a day work. You understand? Because CPEP workers is working for me. And when they come there, it's just 2 o'clock. It's at 9 o'clock, they're gone. So they always doing something else.
Yeah.
So they cannot be feeling the problem more than the scrap iron people and the poor divers' wife. And children. So they have to hold some strain too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Granny had plenty strain to go through when they come by me. Granny had plenty strain to go through. But I handle it very decent.
Lovely.
Have yourself very decent, quiet, respectable, and don't look to just run this. Somebody has something, they're ready to go. Something going on, they're ready to go. Carnival come, you can't go one day, they go no day. Study your children and your home. You understand?
Yes.
When my family had wedding and they invite me, all my family rich. I am not a beggar, but I'm not rich.
Right.
I could not take my 2 children to attend a nice Hindu wedding.
Right.
So what I used to do, I used to give a bag of aloo. If I could give her a bag of aloo, but I used to go in the healthy. I used to go the Friday.
Yeah.
Because the outfits to go in and do wedding and things, I could not afford it. So people have to afford what they can do and their life would go good.
Lovely. And that is so true. Thank you very much for that contribution, Granny. Thank you very, very, very much. Thank you very much. Right. Report, blessed afternoon, brother.
Good afternoon, sir, and good afternoon to everybody that listens to this powerful program. Granny just raised my blood pressure, brother.
Talk to me.
I would give you some experience that I had in San Fernando General Hospital. In 2020, I get burned. But what happened? I was taking care of it.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, one of my toe had burned so bad that I couldn't, the whole foot was burned underneath, and I ended up in the hospital. I sit down on a chair in the hospital, and they take out 3 toes while I sitting down on a chair, and they didn't take out the 3 toes one day over a period of time.
Wait, you say you was in and out of surgery, sitting down?
On a chair. And when they take out the last toe, The doctor carry me, I can't remember if it's Ward 6, and find a bed for me. And the nurse tell him, we can't take that patient here. The doctor say, here what? I bring the patient here, and you do what you want after that. And you know, I end up losing my foot after that.
What are you saying?
After I spent, I'm telling you. And when they are telling to me and they're telling me what happened, I trying to give them advice what to do. We can't do that. We can't do that. Keep me 1 month exactly and tell me we had to amputate the foot. And I even my cousin came in there with her daughter, but her daughter was a nursing assistant in America. And she said, Uncle, look for a second opinion. I already signed to amputate this foot. So when the doctor come and say, I have to, I want to get a second opinion.
Yeah.
And I went by a doctor up in Piaco. And while I lie down on the bed, the doctor doing some tests on me. And I hear him talking to my family. He take out a piece of flesh from my foot. He said, you see how that flesh looking dark there? The foot far gone. He said that I could try something, but I sure I can't guarantee it. So me, I just asked him the question. I said, Doc, what it is you want to try? He said, I have to strip the foot and take out all the bad flesh. I said, Doc, you know, from day one, that is what I telling the doctor and them. Take out, if the bone infected, take out the whole bone. Take out all the flesh. Because I had in 2008, we was working, we used to cut scrap cable and all kind of thing, and we had a big flood. The whole place is flood out.
Yeah.
When the water went down, it had slush, and while walking through the slush, a piece of cable went in my foot.
Oh,
and when I went to Narayan Singh Medical Associate, he told me, boy, he said your foot rotting. He said, I need to take off 3 toes. I said, do what you have to do. Once you save my foot. When he finished, he take out 1, he saved my foot. So I had the experience what Dr. Narayan Singh did.
Yeah.
And I telling these people and them, they can't do that until they take off my foot better. And it's carelessness. And that is still going on. This because here what happened. The government changed. But the same management still there.
So this is what we're
It have
talking
a
today.
man.
This is what we're talking today because we have enough sense to know that our government have the responsibility to pay the bills. So if our government is paying the bills, well then we the people have to say what we want to see, what we want done. And as Granny say, and based on what it is you saying, there is a serious backlog.
A serious backlog. The only reason why they attend to me is because I was in a critical position.
Well, you is one of the
And
lucky
I still
ones.
had also wait.
You is one of the lucky
And
ones,
I-
you know, because we don't act like we don't know it have parents who had to bury the children waiting on support. So you one of the lucky ones, thank God for that.
Yes, boy. And here what going on. I had other things to talk, but I'll make it kind of short. I want
Yeah, well,
Karim
we are 8
Marcel.
more minutes. We are 8 more minutes. Give me a little short.
Karim Marcel, Wendell Eversley, and Williams. That is the people down by you. Listen to this and get some this program instead of they blind them out everything they're talking about. If they're not looking for war, Kamala is the worst thing. I hear a man, and that when that obviously I might say something that might be right, but I sorry, Mr. Abubakar didn't carry he with him.
Oh God.
That man is a waste of time, boy. If you hear that man carry on a couple days ago, Canada is the worst thing. UNC is the worst thing. And they don't watch themselves.
Let me tell you something. My responsibility is to be a part of the conversation with those who cater to uplift Trinidad and Tobago. I saw Mr. Dukaran give an effort to be a part of the coalition. And I actually saw what Wendell Eversley's contribution is. So there is no way I even wanted to even be mentioning his name on this program. So please don't do us that again. Those brothers
all right,
not
sorry.
They are not contributing factors to this. They thing is bacchanal and confusion and racism. That is
simple.
That is what they promote.
You see, you have a government trying to make a change in this country, and you cannot support this government. You can't see nothing good.
What they want? They want us, the African and the East Indian population. They want us to continue having our children going to school in an environment where they barely have water. When rain fall, the place flooding out. When you as an elderly person trying to go by the hospital, listen the dates, a year from today. This is what they want us to continue living in. You know why? Because their mind, the whole mind is conditioned for poverty and liking other people's thing. They don't want to own anything. They don't even own anything. Listen the level of conversation that they just be having.
This is on them.
Freeport.
They're seeing.
Freeport, let me open the line, Freeport. The line hot. Let me open the line.
All right. One more little thing. They're seeing that how this government bring African and Indian together, and they're still trying to separate
because
them.
They don't want that. They're comfortable sitting down and waiting for Adrian and them for a hamper when the month reach. Give them an opportunity when you talk enough garbage and you convince somebody to buy a plane ticket and you take picture in the airport like you alone going places. And when you do check it, when you make your full circle, you goes nowhere, you owns nothing. Your conversation that you're on, you don't even have enough sense to balance the conversation to even try to uplift the African population. Not him alone doing it. Miss Jennifer Frederick doing the same thing too. But I refuse to talk about them people.
Plenty people doing it. They're only concerned about themselves.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, we got to talk on next day.
Yes,
you
man.
Take care.
Thank you much, caller.
Thanks.
Let's afternoon, Paul.
Pleasant good day to you again.
Yes,
good day
ma'am.
to Trinidad and Tobago. Are you hearing me clearly?
Yes, it's loud and clear.
All right, great. I realize that Mr. Freeport hot up the airwaves. However, sometimes we have to draw the line and put them in place. When I say put them in place, let them know what time it is, because for far too long we have activists coming out here and doing as they please. Right? Some of them don't have the how can I say it, Irvin? They just continue to politicize this thing, and they're seeing that other persons are doing righteousness, and they're trying to downplay them. Right? Yourself who sit on that chair right now was a victim of it. I myself was a victim of it, and other activists in Trinidad and Tobago was a victim of their foolishness. They continue to propaganda. You understand? So that is why I continue to be an unbiased person, and I will say it as I see it, because you know why? I have been a contributing factor, and you know what happened? Those activists tarnish my name. From Port of Spain to Toco to Manzalina, all over this country, and by extension, regionally and internationally. And I did not come here to prove any point to none of them, because I always say, Irvin, what is for you, God will ordain that.
Amen.
Right?
Amen.
And as I completed my degree now, I am coming back out, not with a vengeance.
Hold on. You finished?
I completed my political science degree.
Partners, ladies and gentlemen, some of us actually have children going to school. Some of us are in school. So I want to let you help me. Wish we brother Paul Sarana. Congratulations, Paul. Congratulations. Congratulations. I know the journey was hard. But brother, congratulations.
Thank you so much, because it was like 5 years rigorous. I had a home situation and then everything else. But you know what happened? I be consistent, and you know me, you know myself, Irvin. If it is actually wrong, I will say it's wrong. If I will say it's right, right? But at the end of the day, when you looked at the structure and the manifesto of this new government, right? You will tell it, you will think, and you will tell yourself, but wait now, I was stifled for 9.5 years. And you know what's the good thing about it? They themselves know it was because of their leadership, right? And nobody was man enough to say it as it is. And there was a situation in 2013 when I say it as it is in 2013 in Laventil, I was victimized about it. But you know what? Continue to victimize me, opposition. I will rise above that.
Thank you. So fight to be so. I know no problem.
You're welcome.
Yeah, man.
You're welcome.
Thank you much, brother. And again, ladies and gentlemen, progress upliftment is what we're talking. That's what we're endorsing. But hear this. That hospital situation is very troubling. The CPEP situation, let me rest that. So I just want to touch on one thing before we leave here. I mean, it's 1 minute to 2. So let me utilize an extra 5 minutes to cover this here. I want to send out some love, especially to my member of parliament in Point 14. But before I do that, I want to send out some love to the UNC and the coalition of interest. Why, ladies and gentlemen? Because trust me, as Paul just said, 9.5 years, brothers and sisters in Trinidad and Tobago, whoever doing business didn't have no say. The hustler ain't had no say. The man who actually law-abiding and had no say. It looked like the only person, the law, everything was designed and structured for those who practicing criminal activities. Ladies and gentlemen, we find ourselves in Trinidad and Tobago today with a new government. Despite where you politically stand, your responsibility is to hold on to the facts of what you're dealing with. Now, mind me, I don't want to leave today without saying thank you very much to the Honorable Prime Minister and her administration for the initiative of these budget consultations throughout Trinidad and Tobago. I am saying thank you very much. I must say thank you very much to the Member of Parliament for Point 14. Point 14, brothers and sisters, some of you we haven't seen yet. Some of you, we know you're under your pressure. We know that you was PNM till you're dead and all this kind of rubbish. But what it is, I am telling you, our Member of Parliament, Mr. Raymond Ernesto Kiza, exactly what we were asking for is bringing it to the people. We ask for representation. We ask for a listening ear from our representative. And brothers and sisters, I am not here to tell you that we had our budget consultation. I am here today to tell you officially we are number 4. Now, coming from that, the business sector, the regular man, we're talking about the youth sector, because last night was the youth budget consultation. Then CDROS had hit its budget consultation. Then Point 14 had a budget consultation. And then now this morning we had for the business class of Point 14, the business budget consultation. And every single person is given an opportunity of things that they want to see, enhancement that they want to see. And some of the elements, ladies and gentlemen, I must say, because we might be living in different areas, but I am 100% sure some of our elements and some of our cries will be the same, such as crime. Crime is a serious problem, so it was a blessing listening the elders and listening the business class and even listening the youths elaborate on crime. Part of the opportunity is jobs, so it was nice to listen to different sectors, because I have been preaching it. If I am living in Point 14, just like how we are about to go into the structure with CPEP, I am asking the Member of Parliament be given the opportunity to pick the CPEP contractor. Why? It mitigates corruption, it mitigates traveling, because listen to me, it makes no sense having somebody from Warden Road working in Gonzal, somebody from Gonzal working in Captiville. So then let us mitigate the travel, and the only how we can have this is if we have the conversation and the listening air of our Member of Parliament. So I want to say thank you very much to the UNC and the Coalition of Interest. I'm saying thank you very much to my Member of Parliament, Mr. Ernesto Raymond Kiza, and his entire team, his entire crew. Matter of fact, I myself is part of the team, because my responsibility, ladies and gentlemen, as they discuss, as they dialogue, I bring the relevant information to you. So what it is I am saying, brothers and sisters, we understand what's going on with the road. Point 14 holistically spoke about it. We understand what's going on with employment. We even understand because people didn't hesitate to mention that they noticed contractors continue to drive into Point Fortin and drive away with our resources. Hence the reason why we cannot go to the average businessman for support with sports. We can't go to the average businessman for support when it comes to cricket, basketball, netball, and all these things where I am at Point Fortin play a magnificent role in Trinidad and Tobago. We listen to the former administration, which we're trying to avoid politics, why I would try to avoid calling their name. But the former administration, the former leader, which is the former member of parliament, Mr. Kennedy, you sit back, you listen, him spoke the other day about $200 million being invested when it comes to road rehabilitation, but yet still nobody asked which Point Fortin contractor was a part of that. And my responsibility is to explain to you, none. So then we cannot afford for $200 and $300, $700 million and billions of dollars being spent. Bad enough with that piece of lyrics that was spoken, we're still looking for the data for that. $200 billion in roads, nobody can testify about that. But either way, $200 billion spending, if it is being spent to enhance Point Fortin, the burgesses of Point Fortin continue to reiterate that it's time the local contractor be given an opportunity. We have local contractors down here. Petrotrin Trimmer Structure, under the former administration, they found it fit to give an outside contractor structure to handle a situation. Today we have oil spill all over the place. While we're speaking, our oil spill just might be happening. This is how it goes in St. Patrick. If you're a fisherman in Cedros, you have to keep your fingers crossed and hope that when you hit the shores in the morning, it don't have oil. Because those who actually controlling the structure, they didn't bring back enough employees, and then bad enough the salaries, disrespectful from where it was. And then we strip the medical plan, strip the dental plan, strip the pension plan. So what we do is the people who build this country, we took away what they worked for. And this was bad. And on top of that, Point Fortin spoke about it. Because again, it impacted every home. So I'm thanking every single person who came out to the budget consultations that we had in Point Fortin. I'm thanking our member of parliament. Some might just throw the talk, but they work and let them do their work. But where was it in the past? Where was it in the past? People meeting me in Point Fortin and they see the difference. Felix, watch. I see you support UNC. I see you support UNC and I see UNC. I see a member of parliament. I see Mr. Kiza and his team giving you an opportunity to keep updating Point Fortin. You know why people seeing it? Because they know this is where my heart is. My heart never was continuing to bring negative content. So while I was speaking about the former administration and people were under the impression that that is all that I could do, that wasn't all that I could do. Don't get harassed when I'm speaking the truth. But the High says we're sitting with a new government. Point Fortin, we're sitting with a member of parliament who ain't no now-come, who ain't no rookie. His responsibility, his bloodline, his legacy is to fight for the less fortunate. And he was instrumental doing it as a OWT man, as a OWTU representative. So if he could do it there, we ain't taking nothing short and we ain't taking nothing away. He would be able to do it here. And the government of Trinidad and Tobago, Miss Kamala Prasad, watch how they treating, watch how they dealing with them. So those of you who still under the impression that this thing is a racial thing, this has nothing to do with race. Those of you who think that this thing is a PNM, UNC, don't know. This has nothing to do with that. What I see my Prime Minister and her administration doing is representing the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Up to Monday, Mr. Barry Padarat stood up and speak. He wasn't speaking only on behalf of Indian or only on behalf of UNC and the coalition. He spoke on behalf of the people of Trinidad and Tobago. When you listen, Ms. Khadija Amin talk about shortcomings and talk about corruption in groups, stop, take it and make it political. Understand those who actually hold those ministries. This is why we continue to ask, where's Faris Alwari? Those who hold the position in those ministries have the responsibility to bring the explanation to Trinidad and Tobago. So don't vex with Ms. Khadija Amin for bringing the facts to you. Let me don't politicize every single thing. Right now is representation. When local election come back up, we go discuss politics and this and that. Don't vex with me when I tell you, is it good? Remember, I am a winner. Remember, I supported my organization. So you can't vex with me for that. Again, one more thing I want to touch on before I leave here today, because it is still a problem out there in society. For some strange reason, when two Indian people stand up and having a conversation, whether it be by the bar or in a store, and the conversation will start, since UNC win, how you find the places? Now them dialoguing it. Well, find the place. Remember when the election, you get a little ease and all of that. And then it will say, well, you know, I UNC. And then the next one will say, I UNC. When UNC win, everybody win. When two Indian persons stand up and having that conversation like that in this country, apparently that falls under racialism. My responsibility is to clarify that is garbage. That is garbage conversation. Not only East Indian brothers and sisters voted UNC. I black like the SR spade. And me are the best looking egg in the basket. Me are no handsome modeling guy. But what it is I am telling you, I have full confidence when it comes to my member of parliament for Point 14, Mr. Ernesto Raymond Kiza. When it comes to Trinidad and Tobago, I have full confidence in my prime minister. So brothers and sisters, family and friends, I want to thank you all very much. Report, we're locking off there with that. So make a contribution.
Very short. Very. How it is when somebody say yellow is the code, they have a problem.
I do understand it.
But when you was hearing we read and ready, nobody had a problem.
And they sweep and heap up all
what
the garbage.
They was ready for?
They sweep and heap up all the garbage in front of the house. Remember they say that sweeping time going on, sweeping time, and they dancing out the whole thing.
Yes. But they didn't realize when you're sweeping with broom, you have to know what you're doing. And everybody, they sweep out themselves. So you take care.
Thank you much, report. So ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, as we discuss, as we dialogue again, my name is Irvin Felix. This has been a next episode of Real Talk. I want to thank you all for viewing. Thank you all for sharing. I want to encourage you to subscribe. Link somebody who knows somebody, brothers and sisters, because when I'm watching what's going on, let me build the page. Let me build the information I'm asking you to share. I ask you by next month, let me see if we could add. I even think I reached 1,000 because everybody know that I was on Facebook. Facebook, yes, we have a big following on Facebook, but I want to build this thing to 10,000 comfortably. Let me get the information out and about. Let us speak. Let us dialogue. If we stand with our Prime Minister, you stand with your member of parliament, you might still be stuck in a PNM zone. Don't worry. We will fix that local election. Don't worry. We will fix that next general election. But brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, what I am encouraging you to do, stand with your government. So listen, tomorrow, please, the Lord, is what? Thursday. Today is Wednesday, the 30th of July. So when the morning break, you might be asking, well, where we get any information? Because when you don't be up whole day, I want to encourage you, you're tuning into the ground report with the brother Andy and the professor. Ladies and gentlemen, while that going on, you're sticking to me, brother Mr. Arnold Roberts with the Douglas Politics. Remember, breaking down, continue to give support, continue to give information, and they give the little medical conversation while they're at it. Ladies and gentlemen, you all know you're catching me here. 12 to 2. Again, you know, we have opinion box. We are TC and Heavy. Again, we continue to lift up Hunter Search and Rescue. Good crew, good team. Again, I had to catch up with them to get a little interview as we navigate along. And we continue to lift up with brother Ian Allen. Despite how you feel about him and all of this thing, ladies and gentlemen, Hunter Search and Rescue, the two teams, and Mr. Ian Allen, and the police service, and the army service, they tend to be dealing with some type of elements that is drastically crazy. So our responsibility is to lift them up in prayer. Because remember, don't let nobody continue catching you with this conversation about them police and them nurse and them. Those are our family. If we look deep within, you would realize that we have police officers in our family. We have fire officers in our family. We have different people in our family. So our responsibility, ladies and gentlemen, is to think positively going forward. Again, please do not miss your budget consultation. If it is you missed it, I want to remind you, go back on your member of parliament page. Sit down and take it in. You could even type up your 2 cents because they have people watching the pages. Your contribution is valid. All of us is in this together. TC and Heavy are seeing that. As though let me don't leave out my boy opinion box too, because he does be out and about. Again, who we have there, boy? We have some people, you know. We have some people. We have Wall Street and the team. Who we have again? We have we boy Jason D'Souza. I forget the young fella who did get locked up for election. We have that young fella. We have well, I must send out some love to Granny. Boy, a matter of fact, we're sending out some love to the entire UNC coalition family. We're sending out some love to Trinidad and Tobago. While we at it, I want to send out some love to brothers and sisters in the Caribbean. So Guyana, Grenada, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Bahamas, British Virgin Island. Ladies and gentlemen, we're Stark, right? Why does leave out Stark? And Stark is a good one, eh? Stark, ladies and gentlemen. And as we continue to say, we're sending out love to Canada, England. Big up family. Yes, man. To England. We're sending out love to Toronto. Yes, man, to Toronto. Because Canada, you don't say that. But I have some people directly in Toronto itself. So big up yourself, Toronto. I'm sending out some love to New York City, Manhattan, Staten Island, Queens, Bronx, man. Ladies and gentlemen, the list goes on. I want to send out some love to my mother and my stepfather, my sister, my little niece. Sending out some love to your family, each and every one of our viewers and our listeners. Again, it's your boy Irvin. As I continue to send love to my lovely wife who is out and about today, send some love to my beautiful children. Ladies and gentlemen, most especially, I'm sending out love to you. Thank you very much for being a part of this. Thank you very much for being a part of the conversation and all the phone calls. And you know the slogan here is each one help one. A chain is only as strong as its weakest link. So I asking for your support while we build this page to 10,000 and better. So brothers and sisters are asking you to share. You say we in this together? Well, we in this together. UK, the United Kingdom, locked on and listening. UK, big up yourself. Love, 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 love in the building. Again, to my UNC family, my coalition team, it has been a pleasure. It has been a blessing being with you this afternoon. So again, I want to remind you, please get to the pages, listen to the budget consultations throughout our nation, and you play your part. Probably you was on work, probably you wasn't too well, you couldn't come out and take it in, or probably you are still being politically victimized, meaning that the PNM still telling you can't go there, and if you go there, you ain't gonna no hamper. Well, I telling you, there ain't no hamper to give you. They have nothing to give you, right? Your responsibility is to be a part of the building and the upliftment of this country. So, I'm asking you to do the right thing and be a part of the right conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, family and friends, again, it's your boy Irvin, and I thank you all very, very much for your support, your encouragement, and your endorsement. I am out.
What is wrong with this world we live in today? I say, so much people going astray on the Broadway. Idleness and pleasure seeking having sway on the minds today, as though people forget to pray. I see children being left alone.